What's up, BookTube? It's Monty, and today I'm back, and we'll be doing the Wicked book tag. This is a tag that was created by Malis. Hopefully, I pronounced their name correctly. I watched the clip where they pronounced their name on repeat for like a solid 30 seconds. Hopefully that was right. I'll leave a link down to their channel below to the original tag video. It was really great. I've never watched Wicked the musical. I've listened to the soundtrack. I read the book, so I'm gonna do this tag. There's no explanation really. Technically wasn't tagged, but we're gonna say that I was because I wanted to do it. So the first question is elphaba, a character that does the right thing even when it goes against their own interests. And for that, I chose Amari from Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. If you've read this book, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. But Amari, because I don't want to spoil anything. That was what I chose for that one. The second question is Galinda, or, Glinda, a character that's grown on you. And for this, I didn't really have a character that I started out hating that I could immediately think of. So I went with Benvolio from Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. Not because I hated Benvolio specifically, but I did not care about anybody in Romeo and Juliet when we had to read this for my English class. So I went with him. But when we watched the 1968 movie with like the Zac Efron lookalike and they're running around in like green tights in the wilderness or whatever, I was really attached to Benvolio because I felt that he and Romeo were like eye-fucking the whole movie, and it made watching the production worth it. So I do recommend the 1968 movie, and Benvolio is the new bae. At some point, maybe I'll get around to reading some of this. I don't know why I bought this. I really could not tell you. But maybe at some point I'll actually read some of these plays. Next question is Fiero, a character with hidden depth. Side note, this has nothing to do with the tag, but I didn't really like Fiero when I read the book. Maybe he's better in the musical, but when I read the book, I did not care. But to answer the question, I'm going with my girl Sansa Stark from A Song of Ice and Fire, because she is my ride or die. And y'all be acting like she is like the most stupidest girl in Stupid Town, who is the most pointless character to ever pointlessness, and I don't get it, because Sansa Stark has survived. Like, Homegirl is still out here kicking. I haven't really read past book 2, because I don't count when I've read A Storm of Swords, honestly, but Sansa Stark has survived. Like, she's still fucking kicking, and just because she's not like her little sister out here, like, holding swords, because that's not who she is, she has made being a pretty princess into something that is like she's still living. Like, there are characters in this world that have died that other people would be like are better characters, but Sansa has, I think, played the game the best. Like, who deserves to rule Westeros? My girl Sansa Stark. And I don't even think her depth is hidden. I think her depth is like right here for everybody to see, but because she's not trying to cut people's heads off in a fantasy world, y'all act like she's useless. Next question is No One Mourns the Wicked, a book or character you've changed your mind about. And for this, I've changed my mind in a negative way, because when I picked up Cinder, I was really a fan. But then when I read Scarlet, I was like, whatever. And then when I tried to get through Cress, I picked this up like several times, and I have never gotten even close to halfway through it. So this whole Lunar Chronicles situation, I kind of want to unhaul them, because I don't really care about these books anymore, and I don't really feel bad that I don't care about them, because I just think they were nice when they were published and when I read them, but I don't plan on rereading them, and I don't plan on continuing with them, so they should go. Next question is, what is this feeling? A book or character that you love to hate. Now, usually I feel when people say they love to hate something, it's like a guilty pleasure thing, and I don't really have any guilty pleasure books. I just have books that I really have a strong hate for. So I almost went with Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell, because, like I said in another video, that's racist propaganda trash. But I ultimately went with my new favorite book that I love to hate, A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara, because this book is fucking torture porn. Even if you wanted to have the excuse that she wanted to analyze suffering and like human the human condition and put it all in one character, it was still bad. It was still not good. Even if you look at it through a lens of wanting to study the human condition and study like grief and pain and all of these things, it's just a bad book. It's just, I can't even recommend that you watch my review of the book because it's not even a good review, because it's not. But if you want to have something like rambling and ranting in the background, go for it. But don't read this book. Just don't. Love yourself. The next question is Defying Gravity, a book or character that breaks convention. And for this, I went with Haruki Murakami's 1Q84. If you were on my channel in the early days, in like 2014, I hauled this book. It was in every TBR that I ever did, I feel. And then I came back to YouTube and that book was gone. I do not own that book anymore. It is not on the shelf because I got rid of it. I read it. It was okay. I enjoyed the experience. I did not really care about the book. There's like magical realism elements. There's like fantasy elements. There's like sci-fi elements. There's like literary fiction going on. It was so beautifully written. So beautifully written. But the plot was bonkers. It was every which way. There was like low-key pedophilia going on. It was weird. It wasn't even low-key. Like it was pretty explicit. Like she was a child. He was a grown math teacher. Like they were fucking. But she was also like a vessel for like this other. It was weird. So just breaks convention. Next question is Thank Goodness, a book with a bittersweet ending. For this, I'm kind of cheating because I am using 2 volumes because, you know, it's manga. And so it is only just these 2. This is the complete story, so I don't feel like it's that bad. And even though the ending it's not shocking in any way, like, it's the natural conclusion of the story, like this, it had to end this way, it would just, it's not even that it was a bad end, it was just all the feels, all of the emotions. If I ever find these on sale somewhere, someplace, I will pick these up because they're beautiful, but I'm not spending $50 on 2 books. Not happening. And the last question is For Good, your favorite friendship in a book. And for that, I'm going with The Magicians by Lev Grossman. I will say that the next 2 books in this series are not good. The Magician King, I think, and The Magician's Land, not good. I do have reviews on my channel, I think, so if you want to watch them, go for it. I don't think they're very good, though. I think the first book is the best. It's very Narnia meets magical school meets grown adult characters. So it's not Harry Potter like people have said in the past, and it is very much Narnia meets magical school meets rape ending. So there is a very graphic rape scene at the end of the book, but that's not what this question is about. It's about the friendship. And I do think that Elliot and Quentin, although Quentin is really fucking insufferable, and Alice and Margot, they have this really interesting dynamic. Not Margot, in the book it's Janet. They have this really great dynamic, and I think that the TV show was low-key better than this book series. So, and the friendship there is just as great. And Julia and Quentin have a great friendship. The friendship dynamics in that book are poppin'. The romantic ones, not so much. But again, if you don't want to read these books, I do think the sci-fi show on Sci-Fi, obviously, is great, and you can get the same sort of feels from there. And the first 3 seasons are on Netflix, so the 4th season just started airing, so you'd only be like 2 episodes behind if you binge it. So those are my answers. I don't have anybody specifically that I would like to tag, but if you watch this and you want to do it, consider yourself tagged. Let me know if you do it in the comments on Twitter. You know where to find me. I'll leave the links to, like I said, Melissa's video in the description, and I'll leave a copy of the questions to make life easy on people. But thanks for watching. I'll see you again when I see you, but until then, bye.